Alrighty guys, listen up. I want to do a quick update on Palantir stock in this video, go over the charts, how it's looking right now, as a lot of these AI oriented stocks have been going crazy. So we're going to dive into it and probably end up breaking down other stocks later in the video. You guys know how that goes. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, stick on throughout the entire video. And well, with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into it. So check it out. It's currently about a little past 2 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have Palantir down just over 2%. So we are seeing a bit of a sell-off today, as we are down only on one of the indexes. The Nasdaq's down about 0.25%. But then again, it looks like S&P and the Dow, they're not up a ton. I mean, they're only up 0.1, 0.2% each. The Russell's up a little bit more, up 0.5%. But again, Palantir is taking a teeny tiny bit of a haircut today. And let me see some of these other AI-oriented plays. Looks like NVIDIA is selling off a little bit intraday, although it's still up 1.5% from yesterday. But you guys can see here, it hit 823 earlier, then sold down to about 775. So we did get a roughly 6% drop there on NVIDIA. So keep that in mind. But now it is kind of rebounding, which obviously we'll see how that plays out. So NVIDIA is seeing a bit of a haircut, nothing crazy. AMD is down almost 3% today, which AMD, we'll talk about that maybe later in the video. That one, in my opinion, could be breaking out here. Make sure you guys stick on throughout. We'll talk about that. But coming back here to Palantir, we can see on the 20-day chart right now, we do have a bit of, well, first of all, a death cross. We are seeing the 50 cross under the 180 SMA here on this time frame. And we also arguably have a head and shoulders kind of in the making. Do you guys see what I'm seeing right here? We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Now we have, again, that death cross. We're under both moving averages. So at this point, if we do start selling off, I would say under, I'd say $22.30 to $22 flat. That could be where we do start getting maybe that head and shoulders playing out. Maybe it does see more downside. Maybe we do get that right shoulder there to play out. But we are still above the lows from a couple of days ago. We're actually holding the lows from yesterday as well, which is good. You guys can see that here on the 5-day, 5-minute, right at about 22.80. So let's see what Palantir could do on this, again, 20-day chart, because at the same time as we have that head and shoulders, we also have this wedge right here. Do you guys see that? Higher lows, lower highs. So what direction are we ultimately going to pick? If we do break, under this wedge, that's where that right shoulder could complete as well, right? Makes sense. And we've covered this before on Palantir's charts, that on the 4-hour, let me pull it up and show you, we have a clear support between, I'd say, $20 to about, $21.50 to $22 roughly, which if I show you this, guys, that was the high from, it looks like, the 20th of November. We hit about $21.75, $22, and we hit $20 in the beginning of August. You guys probably remember that. Now that the bears have a slight edge in the short term, maybe we do start coming down to these levels again. $22, $20, $21. Honestly, that'd be a healthy spot, in my opinion, for Palantir to pull down to, maybe even $19.50, right? Which is right by the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart, which if I zoom in a bit, you guys will be able to see that. So Palantir looking pretty interesting here. Personally, I'm not in it right now. I'm not looking to jump the gun either on this little 2% red day. I kind of want to get it in the lower 20s, maybe even in the 19s if it somehow gets there. We'll see, but overall, I'm watching it as I always am, right, guys? So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll do a bunch of other updates, of course, on Palantir. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're actually trying to get to 50,000 subscribers this year. It might be a bit of a lofty goal, but I think it's totally possible. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, as always. So that's a quick rundown here on Palantir. I don't think I made a video yesterday, maybe not even the day before, but that's a quick breakdown on that kind of an update. And when it comes to some other stocks here, guys, for those of you that stuck till the end of this video, we have Square on freaking fire right now. Block is completely breaking out of this descending triangle we had drawn out. We're above the moving averages now. We have a golden cross. We're at a fresh high on this 4-hour chart. I mean, this is just insane, right? You know, it's completely breaking out. We covered the earnings yesterday. You guys probably remember, but if you missed it, I'll cover them quickly. Let's take a look here. What did they do, guys? I forget now. Looks like sales came in at $5.77 billion versus $5.70 billion expected, so they beat on sales, but they did miss on adjusted EPS, but obviously investors don't give a crap. Looks like adjusted EPS 45 cents, that missed the 59 cents expected. Transaction-based revenue was $1.6 billion, up 8% year over year. Excluding Bitcoin revenue, Q4 revenue was $3.25 billion, up 15% year over year. So think about that, guys. Bitcoin is a lot of the revenue. That's interesting. So Q4 revenue was $5.77 billion, but excluding Bitcoin revenue, it was $3.25. So about $2.5 billion of their revenue is tied to Bitcoin and Bitcoin related transactions, fees, yada, 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 which is kind of my biggest thing against Square and why I'm not invested in it. I'm not a hater of Bitcoin by any means, but I just feel like they rely pretty heavily on Bitcoin, which makes them, let's be honest, a lot riskier as an investment, right? At least in my opinion. You guys might think that that makes them a lot safer of an investment, but for me, I think it's a bit more of added risk. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. But look, Square is breaking out. I'm not FOMOing into it as a trade right now, but I am watching it. Maybe if it pulls back, we could get something on that. So let me show you AMD. AMD Advanced Micro Devices, guys. Yes, it's down 3%, but it is clearly still in an uptrend. We have an ascending triangle, which might break out or play out rather, which is kind of what I'm waiting for on AMD. I would love to see this thing break 185. At that point, guys, I don't know where it's going to go. Obviously, nobody does. Please do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, but I feel like we could be gaining momentum above 185. Call me crazy, but I think that's totally in the cards here on AMD, which is why my alert is at 185, although now we're at 176. This could actually be, if you really think it's going to break out, 176, man, this could be a dip buy all day as a trade. I mean, again, it all depends on what you think, your perspective. But for me personally, I'm probably going to wait for the confirmation of a breakout, which obviously we're not getting quite yet. And that's why my alert is set at $185 per share. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Check out the Interactive Brokers link down below, guys. Great brokerage. Check them out for trading. And if you want 15 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000, they're also linked down below. Once you open up your account and fund it with at least $100, you get 5 stocks. And fund it with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. Again, each up to $2,000. So check out the links down below, guys, and I'll see you later.